Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. I feel like a lot of you will be new here. Welcome to my channel. I'm Bisola. I'm a pro makeup artist here in the New York City area. And you're here because you're gonna apply for Sephora Squad, and I'm here to answer your questions. Okay. I was a little bit about me. I always feel like in the introduction I can't talk. Okay. Um, a little bit about me with Sephora Squad. The first, third, and fourth year, I made Sephora Squad. Second year, I didn't, and that was the time where everything was virtual, and it was during COVID. Literally, fun fact. I don't know if this is fun fact or a little sad fact. The last gathering all of us had for year one for Sephora Squad, literally after we left LA and we all got back home, like maybe 3 days later, the country shut down because of COVID. So there's that. Just is very, I was like, damn, we were meant to all gather together and do that. But anyway, I have questions that I'm here to, or you guys had questions that I'm here to answer. I love doing these. I did one 2 years ago, and I'm gonna link it in the card. So in case the questions don't overlap, I'm gonna be able to answer that here. And after you're done watching this video, go watch that one, because I feel like this video and that video can help in case I don't answer anything from there and this one, because they're 2 years apart. I didn't get a lot of questions like I thought I would, but I like telling you guys stories that accompanies questions. So that's what we're gonna do. So first question, Blended by Bree asked, would you say testimonials weigh a lot within the application? I would say they matter the most. Sometimes it's not about the amount of testimonials you have, but the quality, like what people are saying about you and your content and what you create and how inspired they are by you. Also, if you guys see my microphone wire, it's really ghetto. Sorry about that. I'm changing a lot of things in my office, but I would say the quality of your testimonials is what matters, and just what people are saying about you. I've mentioned this already in the previous video, but you're going to be watching that after this. When I made it, I think on 15 testimonials, because my Instagram at that point just got hacked, and I had to start over. And it was just, when I was working at Sephora at the time, all my clients that I had, I'm like, hey, could you leave me a testimonial? I just didn't have a huge social media presence like I did before my account got hacked and I couldn't get that Instagram page back. So I had to start from scratch. I was, like I said, I was working at Sephora at the time. So every time I got to work, I always asked my peers, did you leave me a testimonial yet? But also I had like grown my Instagram page back. I had like 250 coming from like 3,000, I think, around the time. So I would just say, remind people, the scope has changed now. Remind people every day. I would say the more, the better, but it's really about the quantity. I mean, the quality, not the quantity. Nia the Naturalista asked, how often do you travel? And it depends. As a group setting, I'll say maybe 3 times, and we went to LA, but it depends. It depends on what your campaigns are. It depends on what you are doing. Like, it really depends on your campaigns. So if I can't really, honestly, if I told you a specific number, I would be lying, but it depends on the campaigns that you have and what Sephora Squad is doing as a whole. So it depends. And every year, I'm sure it has changed from what I did my first year to the third year to the fourth year. It was all different, but you do travel. It just depends. And, you know, Sephora Squad is one of those things. If you do make it, a lot of brands that are in Sephora, if they want to work with you because you're part of Sephora Squad, you could also travel with that brand. You could also get to work with them depending on what's on your contract and what you agree to. But travel is not something that's set in stone or like a specific amount of times that you have to fly. But I would say the least was 3 in your annual contract. Um, this is Barb said, what is something to make your application stand apart? Or what do you feel they look at the most when applying? I would say the quality of your content, not the quantity. I will tell y'all now, when you guys ask different variation questions like this, I will always tell you it's quality. Um, when I made it at Sephora Squad, I had 250 followers on Instagram. Hello? And then I made the squad with people that had 100,000. They really look at the quality of your content, how authentic you are, how relatable you are, and like I mentioned in the first question, what the quality of your testimonials are. I don't know how they really choose um, people, because from the first year I applied to now, it's harder because more people know about Sephora Squad now, and a lot of people apply. I also want to say, I know this year might be the first time some people are applying, and I know that some people have applied over the years. If you don't make it, don't let it discourage you, because it can feel very sad. But don't let something like this discourage you, because my testimonial is, my testimonial is I made it with 15 testimonials and 250 around the time, because my account was hacked and I had to start over. But it was something that they saw in me. They have to see something in you, something that you're passionate about when it comes to beauty. I've mentioned this before in my previous video, but if you are a tech person or you solely do something that's more fashion, that's not what Sephora is about. But anything that has to do with wellness and self-care and beauty, Sephora Squad would be right for you. So I would definitely say, I don't know the specific thing, but I know they care about who you actually are, the story you're telling, and what sets you apart from the other people that are doing what you already do. Hey Naughty Girl asked, what was the experience like? How often did you work with brands? Did it help you become a better creator? I'll answer the last one first. Did it help me become a better creator? I would say yes. It gave me the opportunity to be able to create more with more. When I started, I would say, compared to other people that didn't work at Sephora, me and those other people were probably the outliers, because we already had, like, working at Sephora, I already knew a lot of the brands, and I was just always makeup happy. I love makeup. It hurts. I really, really do. I get excited about new launches. I don't really see so many new things anymore because I'm not at Sephora. But before, I used to see, like, I knew when things were coming. I knew when things were coming in store that nobody knew, besides unless you worked at Sephora. So I would say it made me become a better creator, and it let me see how things work on the brand side as well. Your other question was, how often did you work with brands? It depends. There's some brands, and this is why I love Sephora Squad for what it is, because they're not only wanting to partner with you because you have 1 million followers, right? They care about what you have to say and how you're delivering your message to your audience. Because I'm a glam girly, okay? The audience that I want to find me is girls that love to be glam. And my niche is also primarily luxury, like high-end makeup. I want people to still be able to enjoy my channel, but what would probably set me apart from another creator is maybe they love drugstore and they like to find that dupe, that because they like, I'm not paying $90 for a Tom Ford foundation, but I'm gonna find you a foundation that's the same or works is equally the same for less. So those are two different audiences. Do they cross over? Yes, but That's why I like the Sephora squad. They think about that and they know what sets you apart, but you can still belong to, you know, Sephora squad together. So how often you will work with brands is, it depends on what your campaigns are, what it states in your contract, um, how many times you work with brands could also, it depends. I'm trying to find a good way to answer this because you know what you're contracted for. Like they'll let you know what you're contracted for. But then again, there are brands that outside of Sephora Squad, as long as it's sold to Sephora, um, then they'll reach out to you, and then you probably reach out to like your campaign manager, like, hey, this brand reached out to me, this is what is happening. And they would never block you from that. Like they would never say you cannot work with this brand. I mean, in like good time frames, but there's no right answer for how many brands. The more the better, because if a brand sees that you did something to something similar, they may be like, oh, we really love her content, or we really love his content, we really love their content, we want to have them for our next campaign. So it really depends. There's no right or wrong. But for as far as Sephora Squad itself, there is contracted campaigns that you will have to do. And your first answer, which is what I'm answering last, says, what was the experience like? For me, it was fantastic. Okay. I loved every bit of it. But also I'm different from other people. I'm very extroverted. I like talking to people. I can make friends with a tree. Okay. I talk to anybody. Like I'm just, that's just the way I am. So it was a great experience for me because meeting other people that love what you love, it hits different because there's no one really in the room trying to, well, not that I know of, or not that I noticed, but I don't really think it ever was like this. There's no one in the room judging you for what you do because we're all here for the same purpose. So it was like fun to be able to talk about just different things. Like I'm a makeup lover, but I also really love high fashion. And I really love fragrance and just like those things I love, but my primary focus that I talk about all the time is makeup. But being in a room with people that also love all those different things, but they may be passionate about maybe fragrance more, it was just like great. Like we're all in this world. We all have different things that we love, but we're together, okay? And the different events that you get to go to, I think one of my favorite parts of it is meeting brand founders. Oh my God. I really, really, really love that because you get to hear the thought that they put in their brand, how they wanted to start, what pushed them from where they started to where they are now. Not necessarily the struggles, but that is also a part of it. But just seeing the passion, because a lot of the times we just see, we love this product and that's it, and then we use it. But like meeting brand founders till today, I think Youth to the People founders, Natasha Denona, and I would say Patrick Ta, meeting them, I just was like, and I'm my number one person was Danessa Myricks. But I didn't mention her initially because I had already been meeting Danessa Myricks at like IMAX before she was in Sephora. I've been using Danessa since y'all even knew who Danessa was. And whatever you assume how angelic she is, that's exactly how she is. I love her so much. So like getting to meet people like that in person, it just lets you appreciate the brands more. That's why certain brands, I'm just like, I love this brand and I love what they stand for. And some brands are just like, listen, we are makeup and we want to make you like beat, and I hope you're here for us and we're here for you. But I really love meeting brand founders. I really, really do. Because also that lets, if a campaign were to ever come up, that lets them put a face to the name, and you never know where that could take you. But I really love meeting brand founders. So the experience has been nothing short of amazing for me. I can't speak about anybody else, but I also have not heard anybody else complain about it. But it's been a great experience. So the next one is not a question, but we're gonna talk about this because don't ever count yourself out. Okay. Aura's makeup box says, oh my, That would be a dream, but I feel like I'm too old. You're never too old. Makeup and beauty and wellness does not have an age. Um, Go back to the board tomorrow because you guys will be seeing this the day before it comes out. Tomorrow, make sure you're ready, stretch your arms, your fingers, and get to click clacking for your application. You're not there's no age that you can be Sephora Squad. If you go on sephorasquad.com right now and look at the from the youngest to the oldest person that's in Sephora Squad, there is no age. There is beauty for all, unless you're a teenager. You should not be using skincare, retinol, stuff like that if you're a teenager. Okay, because it's getting out of hand. Okay, it's getting out of hand. But anyway, there's no age limit to your wellness, to your beauty, and to you taking care of yourself. Don't don't do that. Don't count yourself out. Um, Let me see. So I Nurse Ejo, Nurse Joe, um, asks any tip or advice. This video, girl, this video has been all about tips and advice. For certain stuff like this, I wish more people. I'll do part 2 if y'all want, but I wish more people would ask like more detailed questions because this is very vague. For any tips or advice, be yourself. Don't lie on your application. Don't lie, because even if Sephora does not know you're lying, your followers be like, "What is going on?" You don't want to lie to your audience because they really care about you being authentic. And if you're lying, that's not you being that. So don't lie. Um, Tenaria Take Two says, what all do we need to have ready for the application? I don't think you need to have anything ready as long as you're like consistent on your different channels. And don't feel like this is one thing I'll say. Don't feel like you need to be present on every social platform. Oh my God, because it can be overwhelming, especially if full-time content creation is not your job already. It can be very, very overwhelming. You don't need to have TikTok and Pinterest and Instagram and a blog and YouTube. I have all of those, but that's not where all of my content. I'm just now reviving my blog, but my blog is mostly like fashion. That's what I really, because I want different mediums. I've decided I want my different social media to show different parts of me, and I don't want to lump everything together because it's different audiences, and I would rather people enjoy me for what they want to enjoy me for. So like I tried to like do stuff on TikTok, but honestly, I like posting my little short videos or clips of my second channel, which is a reaction channel, because I watch a lot of K-drama and TV shows and movies because I'm an aspiring actress. I watch a lot of content, and that's for that. Like I like TikTok to consume content than to create, but you know, sometimes I feel compelled to put stuff on there. But YouTube and Instagram are my favorite places to be able to talk to y'all like this and to be able to show my little face, my little beat face on Instagram and on YouTube. So those are my 2 favorite places. I love Pinterest too, but Pinterest is like, I don't know, that's a whole nother topic for another day. Like I just love posting on there. Now that Instagram automatically posts to interest, I just leave it at that. But I love Pinterest, but it's my little safe haven of social media. But to get ready for the application, be yourself, be prepared to tell people to leave you testimonials every day. Don't be shy, don't let it scare you, because think about it, if you already post stories every day, post your testimonial. As soon as you get on the social, have the picture, put it on there. If you're doing photo dumps, put it on there. Remind your people that are closest to you. If you're doing a tutorial, remind people in that, like just try to remind people, because you may think you're annoying people, but some people do. I feel like my first year, I felt that. I was like, oh my God, I'm posting this or I'm asking people all the time. And 9 times out of 10, people are like, oh my God, thank you for reminding me. I forgot. Let me do it right now. And they'll do it on the spot. Or they'll be like, send me a link, please. If you don't see that I've done it, send me a link. Because when people leave you testimonials, you can see that they've left you testimonials. Like they'll get the email, and when I say you can see, that means people will let you know, I left you this testimonial, and you can see that they've left you one. So remind people. It might just, people are busy, people have lives, people have kids, people are in relationships, we also have to think about that. Like, it's not all about us. People are doing things, so you have to remind them. People, they're not as like, oh, I don't want to leave that person a testimonial. And just constantly remind your audience all the time. I would definitely, that's the thing. I think that is it. Let me double check. There's some replies that I have here, but it might be from private pages that I'm not seeing here. So with this video and the video I did 2 years ago, make sure you watch both in case I didn't answer some things here. And I want to say, I was looking at my phone again. I just had an audition. I also want to say things to keep in mind. I've already mentioned to not lie on your application, be authentic to you. And now that you have applied, continue to be consistent, continue to be yourself the way you've already been showing up. You don't want to now switch up because you applied for this. You're not doing anybody, you're not doing yourself any favors, and you're not doing your audience any favors. What else? Make sure, I know I just said this, but make sure to remind your friends and family, your coworkers, if you're in an environment, to be letting your coworkers know that you're applying for this. Dang, I had something in my brain just now and I forgot about it. I already told you guys, make sure you are being true to yourself, because I felt like I had something really tangible and really important to say, and I forgot all about it. But I think I mentioned this briefly. Do not be discouraged if at the end of this you didn't make it. There will always, what is meant for you will never pass you by. What is meant for you will never pass you by. What is meant for you will never pass you by. What is meant for you will never pass you by. I just want you to know that. Because when you apply for something you really want it, it's like when you want a job, you really want that job and you didn't get it, you're disappointed and it hurts. But something different may be coming along. I don't want to say better, but something different may be coming along. Maybe it wouldn't be aligned for you at the time, but if this is not your first time, like I applied for the second year, I didn't make it the second year, but I applied the third year and I made it, and then the fourth year, so like, no matter how many times you've applied, always do it, because from the last time you've applied, you've probably learned different things about social media. You probably now have more people on social media that can leave you better testimonials. So never discount yourself. It doesn't matter what you think they're looking for. You never know, because we're not in the room helping them choose, right? And if you think something is some way and you just don't see yourself represented, that can be an advantage. And I don't know what the questions are going to be, but put yourself forward, apply for it. Don't second guess yourself, because imagine if I second guess myself, I would not be here. If I'm like, oh, this page just got hacked and I had to start over from 3,000 followers on Instagram to 250, and I only got 15 testimonials, and I counted myself out, I wouldn't be here. But they saw something in me, and I just want to reiterate. You see how I just got tongue-tied? What's meant for you will never pass you by. There's always something. It may just not be, maybe you're not ready, or it's so many things. It's so many things. I don't want to say I know. And another thing I love about Sephora Squad, the amount of online friends that I have made, and then we met at Sephora Squad, and now like cool, those are my boos. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like even being here in New York City, the amount of people from Sephora Squad, like when I go to an event now, I'm never worried because I always either go by myself if we can't bring a plus one. Just random events like from brands, not like Sephora Squad. But a lot of it also, I want to mention this, a lot of events I get invited to, a lot of the brands that send me stuff is only, I only have this opportunity because of Sephora Squad. Like because of Sephora Squad. And I want to say that because I could still have the same amount of followers that I do now, but if it wasn't for Sephora Squad, in the rooms I have been in, what? I was able to do a panel with Afropunk and Sephora at Lincoln Square or Lincoln Center because of Sephora Squad. If it wasn't, I have to, like, you know, there's sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm like, pinch yourself. Because of Sephora Squad, you were able to be here. Brands that I had been shopping, you know, working at Sephora and being using, because like I said, my niche is more luxury, so I'd be spending a pretty coin, okay? And then certain brands that I'm just like, I love this brand. And just today, I don't have it with me. Damn it, just today, I just got the new reformulated powder from Givenchy, but also, side note, it's a brand that I really love. I have literally a full face. I'm doing a full face. Come back and check it out. But I'm doing a full face of Givenchy because I genuinely love the brand, and they have reached out to me, and I have worked with them on a separate. It was just like I probably would never have had that opportunity if it wasn't for Sephora Squad. So I just implore you, if anybody in your life is discouraging you, that's on them. Dust them off your shoulder, apply. And if y'all want me to do a part 2, leave me more questions, like detailed questions that's not already answered here. And in the next video that I'm going to put a card or somewhere. So watch both of these videos, this video and that video. And I'm going to apply again this year, y'all. I didn't apply last year or for the current one, because I'm just like, I was moving, I was doing a lot of stuff. But I'm gonna apply. We're gonna see each other in the applications, and look, hopefully we see each other in person. Okay, anyway, that's it for me. Thank you guys for asking these questions, and I'll see you, or you'll see me, in the next video.